Hello my sweet friends and welcome to DIY with Nadia. Today we are making a shelf liner rooster wreath. For today's wreath, we are using these non-slip shelf liners from the Dollar Tree, and you are going to need 6 of them. Whatever coloration you are using, you can find these at Target, Walmart. Now, you know me, I work only from Dollar Tree, so Dollar Tree has this gray, this ivory, then this kind of like a dark beige, and they also have black. The black is really rare, so if you find it, grab it. Besides the 6 rolls, we are also going to be using a 14-inch metal wreath form from the Dollar Tree. We are going to be using this towel. We're also going to be using this colander. And you are going to need a ton of zip ties. All right, let's get started with cutting these guys up. To get started, make yourself some room because you are going to need to stretch this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold this in half. And then I'm going to cut where I just folded. Put one on the side. Okay, now I'm grabbing this half a sheet, folding it in half once more, and I'm going to cut it once again. I'm going to put this one on the side, and I'm going to fold one more time. This piece comes out to be approximately 7.5 inches. So I'm going to take these 2 pieces and I'm going to fold them in half again. And I'm going to cut them. So as we measured, about 7.5 inches. And this way it comes out to about 6 inches. I'm going to move on and I'm going to cut all of these and then in half. And then I have my little rectangle. And so I'm going to cut up just like I did all 6 rolls. There you go. All right, quick question. How many of you have ever done a shelf liner wreaths or ever wanted to do a shelf liner wreaths? Or maybe how many of you after watching this video are thinking, I might give it a try? Let me know down below. I'm going to finish cutting up all of these and then I will be back. I got my ivory done. Now it's time to do this gray. And by the way, this gray is a really pretty gray. For today's Wreath Wednesday, I'm collaborating with Lori Bly DIY. If you like amazing wreaths like I do, you need to check Lori out. She also does a lot of seasonal decor. She is such a talented crafter. You have got to check her channel out. And if you are new to her, please let her know that you're stopping by from my channel. Show her some love. And now, let's get back to the video. All right, I have my shelf liners all cut up. I have 90 pieces of the zip tie. And if this is your first time with me, this is how I count my rings. I count them 1, 2, 3, and 4 as being the outer one. So we are going to fill in the second and the third. In the third one, we are going to put 9 pieces. In the second, we are going to put 6 pieces, making it a total of 15. So 15 times 6 is 90. So we are going to need 90 of these pieces. And the way I like to do is as I put my rectangle standing up, so my little bundles are going to be nice, tight, and full. And I'm just bringing them together. Tell you the truth, I really enjoy doing this part. And then it's going to look like a little bow. Then I'm grabbing my zip tie. And you can start with the inner, second or the third. I always just start with coming from the inside. And you're just going to zip tie it together. Now this is one instance where I don't cheap out on my zip ties. And I usually don't use Dollar Tree ones just because this needs to be strong. And then I'm going to do the same thing. And I will alternate in color also. I'll do ivory gray, and really doesn't matter what color you have. The zip ties, they're not gonna be shown. We are done with the second row. What do you guys think? I think it turned out nice. And look how fluffy this is. Not bad, right? But we do need to fill this area out because it's just a little too sparse. And then now I'm going to go make sure that my zip ties are all nice and tight. And then I'm just going to use wire cutters. And the really cool thing about this wreath is this thing is going to stand the test of time because it's so sturdy. Starting our second section or our third row, because this is ivory, I'm going to start with gray. By the way, this is not one of these wreaths that's going to take you forever to make. This actually goes by really, really quickly, and definitely not as long as the tablecloth wreath, but hey, I love both of them and I love making both of them. But yeah, this is much, much faster. And look at this, I'm just going along here and there. So this is gonna be really, really quick. All right, and here is one section all done. And I like the fact that it's full. You cannot see through it. And that is always, always my goal, that you cannot see the actual metal wreath form. And this is going to be absolutely gorgeous. Let me finish all of this up and I will be right back. And here is the wreath part finished. We're still going to decorate it, but I think it turned out so beautiful. It's so full. And as I said, 6 in the second row and 9 in the third row. Okay, so here is the colander. I tried to take the handle off. As you can see, I broke it a little bit, but you know what? I'm still not giving up. I'm trying to disconnect it somehow. And I figure I can hot glue that section that got ripped. Okay, so that worked. I got the handle off, and this part that's kind of bent, broken, I'm just going to hot glue it. It's plastic. It's going to stick together really well. And then this piece of the colander, that should be easy to take off. Okay, now where I made my little break, I'm just going to hot glue it right there from both sides, and it should hold. Okay, for the center of the wreath, so I fixed my little problem with my colander. Now for the towel. My mom has chickens in her kitchen, so that's why I chose this towel, and for the fact that it matches my colors really nicely. What I'm going to do is I'm going to first cut this in half, and then I'm going to cut pretty much that same. Now let's choose whichever rooster looks nicer, or maybe less wrinkled. I don't know, I think they pretty much both look the same. And I'm just going to lay one over the other. And the reason I'm doing this is because I just want to have a really solid kind of, you know, making sure that nothing peeks through. If the sun peeks through the door or whatever, that it's going to be okay. At this point, I'm not putting too much glue, just a little bit of a dollop to hold this part, in case we have to tighten anything up, that we have room to move. I think that's pretty good. I want that black rim to show. Now I'm going to do these sides. Okay, now I'm going to cut off these corners so I have an easier time bringing it together. Now we're just going to bring all these sides together. I am realizing I should have done this before, but so here's what I'm going to do. There's holes right here, and I'm going to attach my chenille wire, and I would really like to see if I can push it through. I can't believe that worked on both sides. Nice. I'm gonna twist this, and then I am going to cover. All right, and here is my completed centerpiece. I think this turned out absolutely cute. Let me know if you are willing to try this towel on a colander deal. Let me show you the little bit of a mess on the back. So it's kind of, you know, because we brought it back, and I just used the end pieces of the towel and just kind of hot glued them in the center right here. But here's what I want to point out. The chenille wires that we're putting in, don't put them against the colander right here. Put them a little further. Like you can tell that it's 1.5 to maybe 2 inches even in towards the colander. That's because this is where it's going to be attaching, because the chicken itself, the top of the colander, is going to be towards the top. Let's turn this baby around, and the reason I did this is because then this part, this side of the colander, is not going to be bulging out against the wall. So I'm just going to bring this in, and as always, when I do this, I go very lightly. I don't secure it completely to make sure that we're placing the colander just in the right place, or the centerpiece in the right place. And it looks good. And this way you could tell if you need to pull on one end or the other. This seems pretty good to me. And our wreath is done. This is, well, a different wreath than we usually see, right? But let me know how you like the centerpiece, and if you might try it. I know it's different, so just let me know what you guys think. I value your opinions more than you might even imagine. I'm absolutely in love the way this turned out, and I just think it's so neutral. Any season, any, you know, area of your home. Obviously, kitchen would be your #1 place, or maybe you have a door going out of your kitchen to the outside. You could put it there, or you could just hang it on the wall in your kitchen. This is absolutely stunning, and I love the way that this turned out. All right, looking forward to your comments in the description box below.